A big thanks to Cheddar's Chef for sponsoring this episode.
You've been doing it wrong. There's no other way to tell you this. You've been cutting steaks wrong all this time. Let me show you how you should have been doing it. Your mind's gonna be blown. Maybe you want to sit down for this. I'm going to take this giant cut of pork to show you how it's done. The meat itself doesn't matter. You're going to take pork, you're going to take beef. This is a loin, and if you're taking beef loin or pork loin, it's about the steak and how we're going to cut it. It could have been chicken. Scratch that. It has to be pork or beef to do this, but I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Because you know that this is the ribeye side, this is the entrecôte side. And if you cut steaks out of this, you get one of those beautiful steaks that if you grill them and plate them up, they look freaking fantastic. Now, I'm going to show you a different way that the people from Argentina use. Argentinians. I hate that word. It sounds like a disease.
Just say Maradona's.
Let's not go to soccer. We lost to them last time. What they do in Argentina is they cut the steaks in length. So they take the knife and they run it all the way through like this. Boom! And then take a steak like that, a really long steak. And it's called bife de chera, if it's beef. If it's pork, it is seda de chera or something like that. Doesn't matter. There's another way to do it. And that's the one we're going to do today. But before we're going to do that, we're going to fire up the barbecue because that's going to take a while. And this is the grill that I'm going to be cooking on. It's the Cheddar's Chef Boma. And if you look at it, well, it looks like it's rusted. And that's because it is. It is rusted because it's a steel plate. And that steel plate gives you the best cooking quality ever. But you need to maintain it, and that's what you do before you start every cook. So we're going to fire it up and make it so that we get the perfect searing station. Get these grill grates out, and at first I'm going to remove some of the ashes. Underneath here there's an ashtray. There we go. That will catch the ashes, so I can just scrape them. They will fall down into the ashtray. And there's an airflow regulator. So I'm going to set that to fully open. Then I'm going to make kindle out of birch. This is birch and it's one of the lightest woods that you can find. Matchsticks are made out of this wood. That means they burn very fast, very easily, and there's nothing left when it's done. And they're perfect for starting up a fire. And that kindle is going into a stack. And inside that stack, there's going to be fire starters. Light them up. And now I'm going to let this fire ignite. Now that the fire is properly going, it's time to get some real barbecue wood on. I'm talking about a hardwood. Just like this. This is beech. Yes, thank you. This is... Shh, ladies, come on. They're always here stealing my thunder, these ladies. I'm talking about wood. Real wood. Beech. Favorite one in Europe. Let's go, let's put it on. This is going to burn down and create the perfect embers for your fire. I'm going to double it up, let this burn down, let the grill become nice and hot. And in the meantime, while that's happening, we're gonna make something delicious to go with that steak because once we sliced it up, we gotta season it. Starting with a fresh spice mix by chopping fine some fresh parsley, some fresh thyme. I'm just gonna use the tops of these fresh green twigs so I can just chop it up without peeling all the leaves off. Now that I got a fresh mixture of parsley and thyme, I'm going to add garlic. I'm going to use a press to get 3 fresh garlic cloves into my fresh herb mix. And the last ingredient is going to be an onion. I'm going to peel it first and then grate it with a microplane. This is going to give me a real soft texture on the onion. And it's going to release all the flavors of the onion instantly. And we need more onions. Just keep grating until you have the juice of 1 whole onion. Time to boost the flavors with half a tablespoon of finishing salt, a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper, and half a cup of olive oil. And please use a good quality olive oil. You might use this on a little piece of bread later on, and that's gonna taste freaking delicious. Now, if you're a daring kind of person, this is a moment for a taste test. But I warn you, it's going to be extremely powerful because this is supposed to go on meat and marinate your meat in an instant. I'm talking about maybe a minute. And therefore you need very powerful flavors, and that's exactly what this is. So for the big boys, it's so good it hurts. Let's make a sauce. This is Mootie's tomato paste. They make some delicious freaking tomato products. And that is 140 grams of tomato paste. And to that, I'm going to add half a cup of good quality olive oil. And this sauce is going to be like a really savory vinaigrette style of sauce, unlike you probably had before. No ketchup, no sugar, no craziness, just real pure flavor. I'm going to press in a clove of garlic. I'm going to dice a whole onion, followed by 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, the juice of half a lemon, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. I'm going to finish it off with a teaspoon of salt. Now mix that all up. And now you might think this sauce is ready. It's really not. So I'm going to set it aside. And we're going to use it later on. I'm going to show you exactly what to do with it next. Now we're getting to the steak part. The only downside to this technique is that you're going to need some kind of a small saber to do the cutting, because we're going to cut and use the full length of the steak. This way is the way that it's never been done before. I'm cutting my steak lengthwise. Thin slice, lengthwise. Look at that. Yes, sir. It looks impressive. And wait till you see what it looks like when it's grilled. I'm going to take my fresh spice mix, take a scoop with my hand and just stroke it onto the meat. Rub it in real good. And because this is my first slice, I'm going to flip this around like that. And I'm going to apply another layer.
You're not done yet?
No. We're just going to use all of it. Well, at least until we hit the fat cap. Tell me you wouldn't want to have this on your plate in a restaurant. No restaurant's gonna do this, but you can do this at home. That's freedom. That is real food freedom. Just lay it on the other slice, a little bit of seasoning. I think this is gonna be the last slice because I'm gonna hit the fat cap real soon, and I don't want a thick fat cap on my steak. Look at that. Oy, oy, oy. This is gonna be so good. Another beautiful slice. There we go. Just layer it on. Now I'm gonna go all in. Loaded with flavor, ready to be cooked. Before I can start cooking, I need to get my grill ready. It's now hot. That means I can re-season it, and I'm gonna scrape all of the debris off. And you can see that some parts, it's already been going. Look at it. That's how easy it is. Everything that sits on the top of this grill can be scraped off super easily. And that is what the heat does. And that's why it also starts rusting very easily. And it's something that you cannot prevent, but you don't also have to worry about because you can fix it. Remove the dust, just get rid of it, quick strokes, so you won't burn the hairs of your brush. A little bit of oil, a clean rag, and just brush it in. And then you're ready to go. You got a brand new re-seasoned surface that you can cook on. That literally took a minute to do, so that's super easy. Now it's time to get the sauce in and show you the next step. I'm going to take this light cast iron pan from Scottsburg, put it over the fire, and put my sauce in. There we go. Frying the sauce is an important part of the process, because the frying will sweeten the tomatoes, sweeten the onions, and build up the flavors of this sauce. And by using a grill like this, with high temperatures, you're getting a unique flavor profile, just like stir frying in a wok. See how hot that is? It's burning in the hot air. And the cool thing is that this handle is not getting hot because it's hollow, and therefore it doesn't transfer the heat from the pan to my hand. See the fry going on? Because of the high temperature, I do have to keep my eye on it, making sure that it doesn't burn or overheat or catches fire. When the color changes to a darker red, I'm going to take my pan and move it to a cooler side of the grill so that it's out of my way and I'm safe for real cooking in this position. So we're good to go. It's like a landing strip, right? A landing strip for my steak. Oh. Like, I don't know if anybody ever did a steak like this, but here we go. It's going to be grilled real fast because it's super thin. You want to be careful. If you see white smoke like this, it means you're burning fat. So just move it to the outside a little bit so it cooks a little slower and get some time to build up a crust. Let's take a peek. Look at that, beautiful crust. This is now done. Finished cooking. I just want to do one thing, throw it onto the fire. There we go. Just a light touch of flame, and now it's done. I'm gonna let this rest, and in the meantime, I'm cooking another one. Now we have 3 slabs of meat. We got a sizzling sauce. Time to pour it on, and then slice into it. All of that goodness onto these pork steaks. Oh yeah. Every little drizzle. Look at that. A little bit of pinkness left. Absolutely perfect for pork. Quality pork means red meat. White pork meat means low quality pork. If you've been eating white pork all your life, I'm sorry to say, you're living in the matrix. You're in the system. Get out. Get some real food. Whoa.